Hi. So I wanted to talk a little bit about a system that I came up with. I don't know if this is widely practiced. I don't know who else does this, if anyone else does this. And as a side note, there are some practitioners that may advise against this. So feel free to test it out to see if it works for you or not, depending on what your authentic voice is advising you is best. So I found with meditations such as opening my heart, I have a really hard time with keeping it open. I can open it for short periods, but then it's like a knee-jerk reaction to close it up again. So, what I started to do was two different approaches. The first one is I would layer my meditations. So, I would pair in a heart opening meditation with a courage meditation, and then set the intention for the courage meditation for the courage to keep my heart open. So the two of them would act in concert so that I had a much stronger support system to help me with that deeply ingrained habit of automatically closing my heart because it's so automatic. I'm not able to step into it when I feel it happening because I don't feel it happening. It's too automatic. So I've started layering the two meditations. Um, and I spoke previously about Sodarshan Chakra Kriya meditation, or just the Kriya, but it is a meditation. I would layer that one, especially when I was having the really bad nightmares at first. I would layer that with a meditation for either a divine shield or for comfort. So that way, depending on what was needed, because sometimes it felt more like I just needed extra support while doing that meditation to process the nightmares, to process the emotional upheavals that I knew were coming, because that's what happens when you clear your subconscious. And then other times it felt more like I needed a stronger aura to help me process that out or release that out in a healthy way if I felt like I was going deeper and needed that extra support and healthy release instead of just self destructing. So I would layer two meditations together. I have done as many as five meditations together. I'm not saying do five meditations together. I'm just saying that depending on the depth of the issue or um, the the resolution that you're looking for, two meditations together can be much more beneficial than just doing the one and waiting to add in the second one. Um, and I would play with the time. So I would do, like, if I was focusing on, um, we'll just use Sodarshan Chakra Kriya. So I would maintain the 11 minutes for that and then do a 3-minute meditation for the Divine Shield, either before or after. Sometimes I would do it both. Sometimes I would start with the Divine Shield meditation, do the 11 minutes. So do 3 minutes of the Divine Shield, do the 11 minutes of Sodarshan Chakra Kriya, then wrap it up with a 3-minute Divine Shield. That way it kind of gave me an extra padding or cushion. And I would do that. That's basically how I would lay it out when I did the five meditations together, is I basically just laid them out so that they would complement each other and kind of keep each other going. So it added several layers of support and release in a healthy way. The second thing that I would do, this one gets a little more complicated, so I only use it in specific situations. But I would listen to two mantras, or excuse me. So with the meditation, you generally have a mantra that you're speaking, right? So I would speak the mantra while listening to another mantra. For example, when I would do heart work, because like I say, this is an issue I've been working on for a while. It is so habitual for me to just shut my heart down after, a limited amount of time for my heart to be open. Um, so I would do a heart meditation where you've got your hands in front of heart center. Your fingertips are what are touching, so your palms aren't touching and it's open. So it sort of looks like a pyramid, right? And you've just got it placed in front of your heart. Sorry, my avatar seems to be frozen, and having her kind of sway is the only way I can keep her from just standing there doing nothing. So that's why her arms aren't moving or there's no animation going. So with that particular meditation, because it's a heart opening meditation, right? What I would do is I would chant the mantra that goes with that meditation while listening to Haraji, which is breaking the mask. So, because for me, I have to put that mask back up, right? That armor, that shield, whatever you want to call it, as far as, going day to day in order to get through the day, you wear a mask. At least that's me, not speaking for everyone. So I would have my subconscious hearing break the mask as I'm chanting the mantra that goes with the meditation. So it just gave me kind of a double, um, how do I phrase it? I don't think I have the vocabulary to properly express what actually happens when I do that. It's it's overwhelming at first. The first few times I tried it, I was like, this is crazy. What am I doing? But then as I started to just allow myself to do it, it there's this profound shift that happens that I don't, like I said, I don't really have the vocabulary. It's sort of like when you're trying to explain love to someone, right? You don't really have the vocabulary because it's an experience. So it's a similar situation when you double up with mantras like this. And again, if you want to try this, please keep in mind that you do need to give yourself like a week to actually work through it because it's confusing and it can be a little overwhelming. And part of why I kept doing it was because every time I would start to chant the mantra that I hear in my ears, it would make me laugh, which opens my heart, right? It helps me step back from the seriousness that can be meditation into the joy of the experience of meditation. So this approach gives me a lot of different options to work with because it helps me really focus on where I am, paying attention to the mantra that I'm saying while also giving my subconscious the support of a different mantra that's helping it break through. In the case of the heart meditation, break through the mask with Harji, excuse me. And I would do this outside. I wouldn't do this practice inside because when you're inside your house, it kind of numbs the effect. This for me is much more beneficial if you're outside. Even if you're just on a patio, you're sitting on a park bench, it's that connection to earth, right? It's connection to the environment around you to help further open and facilitate the flow of energy. So that's what I would say with that. If you're going to try this, please let me know how it works for you. And do it outside though. Test it outside. That way you're getting the full effect. It's giving you fresh air, you're hearing other sounds. You know what I mean? You're connected to the world. You're not isolating in this meditative practice because listening to the mantra while you're speaking the mantra can be isolating. So you do want that touchstone to the earth and the world around you. So these are just two practices that I still continue doing. And if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments. Feel free to shout out with any experiences that you've had. I hope you found this helpful, and I will see you soon.